everyone. It's great to be back in the community. Great to see everyone. Yay. So today we're going to talk about the alchemy of healing, and that would be healing. There's certain emotions that can contribute to certain physical conditions. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. However, before we dive into that, this morning, just before my walk, I got guided to this article that I will make sure that you all get in your email, your follow-up email. It reminded me to remind you, before we go into this whole branch of how to heal yourself, we want to talk a little bit about the autonomic nervous system. So the autonomic nervous system is what it tells us if we are in danger or tells us to calm down. So there's sympathetic and there's parasympathetic. And all day long, we're going back and forth, okay? And every breath we take in is sympathetic. Every breath we take out is parasympathetic. So we're going to get into that a little bit before we go into the emotions that can contribute to physical symptoms, because whenever we're doing any healing work, we want to make sure we are calm. Okay, we want to make sure our body is in a state of parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, so that's, and whenever I introduce somebody to Reiki, since I practice Reiki and I teach Reiki, this is a Japanese energy healing modality that helps the body, the mind, the spirit relax. You're physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually relax, de-stress, and it enhances the natural healing process. Okay, so when our bodies are calm, we heal faster. That's just well known. And I was introduced to Reiki, as many of you know, because I've mentioned this before, when I was in Cleveland Clinic. So our top hospitals in our country are integrating this type of therapy to help the patients de-stress, relax, and heal, okay? Bringing yourself into parasympathetic. So Reiki is one of many different modalities that assist us in getting our bodies into that place where we're speeding right along and healing a lot faster. So healing from a space of fight or flight, when we're like, is going to really slow that process down. It's going to just slow it down. So we want to, whenever we're doing any healing work, we want to focus on making sure our body is nice and calm, our mind is calm, we are settled, and then we do the healing work, okay? So I think that's the main message of this. However, this article is amazing, and it talks about, so like, let's say in the morning, you wake up, you spill your coffee, you can't find your phone. That adrenaline rush that comes from where's my phone is your sympathetic nervous system, your fight or flight, saying there's danger, okay, or perceived danger or potential danger because I can't find my phone, okay? So it can be something as slightly, minorly triggering as misplacing your phone that can cause this adrenaline rush to put you in sympathetic. Now, I have an amazing natural healer. He's a holistic healer in Miami, and he told me that most people, humans, live most of their life in sympathetic. We're constantly being triggered. We're being triggered by media. We're being triggered by frequencies from 5G towers. We're being startled like all day, little startled, beep, beep, beep. And I can totally believe that. I can totally believe that we really need to concentrate on dialing it back and getting into parasympathetic, which is that place of calm, relax, okay? That place of receptivity of healing, all right? So this article speaks, I have to actually use my password every time I go back in. So there is fortunately, if we tap into our body, there's a thing called somatic intelligence, okay? SOMATIC. And that is understanding how your body responds to danger and using that knowledge to support your body throughout your life. So it's really, instead of having the mind pattern of, oh, I have to take care of this body. Oh, this body is doing this to me. Oh, my body's crap or whatever. The fact is, the body tells us everything that's going on. It is so complex, so intelligent that when we tap in to the somatics of our body, that we can really tell this is a perceived danger. This is, I'm actually in danger versus I am just perceiving it. It's just been triggered. I've been startled. My nervous system was startled. And then therefore you can say, okay, now I can calm down. Okay, so the body really tells us everything. And I've heard people say, oh, my body does this, my body does that. That body is housing your essence, okay? It's housing our soul, our spirit, our entire essence, and it is to be celebrated. In whatever condition it is perceived to be in, it is to be celebrated. And so, and when we connect with our body, when we allow it to speak to us, that's when we can really start jamming and going, yep, I got triggered somehow, but that I'm not in danger. I am safe. I am safe to be here on this planet. I am safe where I am. And you're literally reprogramming your nervous system. Okay. A lot of us have had trauma. Okay. And many of us had trauma when we were children. Okay. And that got solidified in our nervous system. So as we get older and we strive even more for a peaceful existence, it's like, I'm done with the rat race. I'm done with the corporate world. I'm done with the relationship that doesn't serve me. I'm done. Okay. So we're at a place in our lives where we're like, we want peace. Okay. And I think we always want peace. However, we go through the steps to get to this certain age where we can say, okay, now I can actually sit back and have some peace. Okay. And we actually should start this when our children are small, when we are small, but that's not really the way that society and family conditioning has taken us. Okay. So hopefully with this knowledge, we'll be able to pass this on to others and they can start it a little earlier, but it's never too late to bring ourselves into a place of peace. So here are a couple practices. Each of them are grounded in neurophysiology, okay? The first one is the breath, and I will always go back to the breath. When we are feeling stressed out, it is time to stop, pause, okay, and breathe. Because to breathe is to be alive, it is to be celebrated. Every time we take a breath, we are being blessed by source, by creator. Every time we breathe in a breath, it's like, whoa, it's just like this beautiful love coming right into our nervous system. So what we want to do is focus on the breath. Now, I've done a lot of research, and as of late, probably the last 6 or 8 months, I've been practicing different techniques and different breath work to help us get into parasympathetic. Again, get us into that place of calm so we can not only be peaceful, but also focus on our healing activities, right? So let's all do this together. And I noticed, so I also picked up yoga in the last year, and all the yoga classes I've been to, and correct me if I'm wrong, because for any of you yogis as well, when they help you get into your breath work, they say breathe into the count of 4, hold to the count of 4, breathe out to the count of 4, be empty to the count of 4. Okay. And that's been very helpful for eons and eons. But now with all this new research about how our emotions, our traumas, our entire activity within the body comes from the nervous system, okay? With all this new studies and research, then they're starting to put out a lot of different methods for getting us into parasympathetic. And so this is the breath work that does it very effectively. And that is you breathe into 4. You can hold for 4 or hold for 2. The holding is not really, it's not as strongly focused upon. This is the key though. When you exhale longer than the inhale. Okay. As you exhale, and let's all try it now. We'll just do this now. Let's all check in with ourselves. How are you feeling right now on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 meaning I'm completely relaxed. I could fall asleep. 10 meaning I'm stressed out of my mind. I can barely stand being in my body. Okay. So everybody rank somewhere in between the 1 to 10. And then we're going to do this practice. Okay. Because this is really, wow, so helpful. Okay, so we're just going to gently close our eyes and allow your shoulders to relax. Just kind of get comfortable in your seat, or if you're laying down, just nice and comfy, right? And then we're going to take in a nice slow breath to the count of 4, in through your nostrils, please. And then we're going to hold that breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're going to exhale slowly through your mouth to the count of 6. So now we're going to just leave our lungs empty for the count of 2. Now we're going to slowly breathe in through the nose to the count of 4, 3, 4. Let's just hold to the count of 2 this time. 1, 2. Then we're going to exhale slowly to the count of 8. Leave it empty to the count of 2. Let's breathe in to the count of 4. Hold to the count of 2. Slowly release to the count of 8 through your mouth, very slowly, like you're going through a small straw.